Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Diana. You are at Quilt and Coffee Chat Live with Build a Quilt. So please, if you're new, go ahead and sign in and let us know who you are. If you've been with us for a while, please say hello in the comments as well. I'd love to say hello back to you. And I bet that a lot of you are wondering what the heck I'm doing going live on a Tuesday when Quilt and Coffee Chat Live is usually on a Friday. And that is true. But last week we had to reschedule our Wednesday workshop, and I wanted to come on and kind of fill you guys in on what's going on. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about our easiest quilt along ever. And so because we can't have Quilt and Coffee Chat on Friday this week, I'm doing it now, and I know I didn't announce it, and I apologize for that, but this will always be up for the replay, so you can always watch after. I see we've got some folks coming in. Please let us know who you are in the comments. We'd love to say hello to you. Again, I'm Diana, and this is Build a Quilt's Quilt and Coffee Chat Live, where this is a very ad hoc, simple, nothing too scheduled live that we do. So let's get started with what the heck are you seeing me on a Tuesday for? So last week on Wednesday, I had to reschedule or postpone Wednesday workshop live. Let me share with you why. And I'm trying not to do a lot of moving because I personally am still in a lot of discomfort. So is my husband. So 2 weeks ago, we started the building of our greenhouse, right? I've been itching to get in the garden, and it went up fine. Everything was good, except my husband ended up really hurting his lower back and really injuring his right knee. So we've had doctor visits, therapy visits, x-ray visits, all of that. Now, he is better now. He was to the point where he could almost not walk. But during that same period when he was doing the building of the greenhouse, I was moving close to 2,400 pounds of paving stones by myself. One by one, that's not a lot, but when you do it over all of them by yourself, I have an old injury from high school gymnastics in my back, and it got to the point where I couldn't sleep. I couldn't really move. I couldn't lay on either side, and I needed to get care for that. So all of last week, pretty much, he and I were both pretty laid up. I would not have been able to sit here and do anything on Wednesday night workshop because I literally couldn't move. I can move my neck some now, and I can sit for periods now, but I'm still forbidden from lifting anything over about 5 pounds for another week or so while that area of my back heals up. And I've also put myself on a regular weekly visit to the chiropractor because gardening season has started, and I know I'm going to keep doing that kind of stuff. So this will help me keep my back in better stead. So that's why there was no Wednesday workshop last week. And I do apologize, but I know all of you that have been with us for a long time understand. And thank you all so much. And then this Friday was supposed to be our first Quilt and Coffee Chat Live of April, but one, it's my birthday, and I was hoping to spend it with all of you because I thought, oh, that'll be great. I'll spend it with my quilting friends on my birthday. However, you know that some things economically have changed recently for a lot of us, right? And for me, due to some things, I have lost some of my employment. And so I have the opportunity to work a little bit on Friday. So that is going to be what I need to do. And I know you understand that. So I thought, well, instead of putting it off a whole nother week, why don't we do it today? And so I know it was a last minute, I didn't put it out there, but I figured that if you can't be here now, you'll catch the replay later. And I appreciate that so much, you guys. So what I thought we'd talk about today is we are almost to the point of being complete on our easiest quilt along ever. The last time we were together, I showed you one of the large blocks put together. So it's 4 of our 4 patches, 4 of the 2-piece border units, and 1 of the special units that we talked about where you can put fussy cutting. So we need to make, if you want to make the full size throw quilt, you need to make 6 of these, right? And so we are almost there with all the blocks we have done up till now, including the last time we were together, we chose 2 new color cards, and that put us, we would only need to do 6 more of our 4 patches. Okay. And then we would have all the 4 patches done. So instead of going on from week to week to week and drawing this out further, because you know what you're doing now, right? We're doing the 4 patches. The sashing is done with the same exact Build a Quilt segment single, which is just the square. You make 2 of those for your sashing. So tomorrow, which is our regular weekly Wednesday workshop live, I am going to be choosing the 6 color cards for us. I'm going to have those ready for us, and I will put a picture out on the community page here on the YouTube channel so that you guys can see them if you don't catch us live, so that you will have all of the 4 patch information for making your 6 jumbo blocks for the quilt. All right. So the last ones that we did that I showed you, the last ones that I did were these 2, and they were from these cards. So let's see, this one went with this card, and this one went with this card. So now if you're new and you're wondering what the heck is going on, we are making the easiest quilt ever. It's only made out of our 5-inch block segment single. You do need our Build a Quilt basic combo set. I'll tell you where you can get that at the end, where you get 6 segment singles, the 6 that are most often used in quilting, and they all come in multiple sizes. There's an a how-to video for all of it, and you get all of the written information. And we're starting with just using the block, because last year I told you all that we were going to be using that set a lot this year. And so this is our first project, but it's time for us to start wrapping this project up because it's so simple. You know how to do it. You know how to put it together. And all of those videos are available here on the channel. There are last 6 or 7 weeks of our Wednesday workshop lives cover all of those. All of the photographs of the card colors that we've used are available in the community section. And so what we do, we've been using Sarah Renee Clark's color cubes. There are 2 of these. Each of them have 250 different cards in them. Sarah is a graphic artist. That's how I would describe her. And she creates adult coloring books. You know, the ones that have all the pretty pictures and you go in and you can really just get lost in the colors. I love those. But I found this system a couple of years ago and bought it for myself because I'm always looking for things to help you guys with color choices, because that's still the #1 question I get asked. How do I put colors together? And it's so much easier. You don't have to get lost in color theory. You don't have to get lost in shading in quilting. In other art forms, you may need to know that in a much more detailed way, but you don't need to know that in quilting. So what we've been doing is we've been choosing 2 color cards a week. We started out with 1, then we went to 2. You guys have been choosing them. I've been giving you choices and you've been voting and choosing them. And we are making a completely scrappy, easy starter quilt. 1, it's a great way to get this year started with something you can do relatively quickly. If you're new, it's the perfect quilt to do because it's so stinking simple, you guys. Oh my gosh. I truly have never made a quilt that was just squares of this size. It comes together so easy and so fast. And so that's the first thing we're doing. Our next project that we'll do, a bigger project, is also going to be using the pieces from that combo set. So you're not only using that square, we're going to be using a lot of the other things as well. So welcome in, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Please let us know who you are over in the comments. And so the last time we were together 2 weeks ago, these were our 2 cards that we chose. Very brights, very kind of tulip pinkish brights, and then very pastels, very great for this kind of a spring season. So those are the 2. I don't have mine made yet, because last week I could not quilt. I couldn't do anything because of my injuries. So I will be getting mine done. Hopefully I can sit and quietly do them today and not tell my doctor, because she said I really shouldn't do much sewing still, but I think doing these, they're so simple that I can do those. I think she has the idea that I'm like hunched over a sewing machine and like all of that, which is not the case, but that's all right. She doesn't need to understand that. I do though. So tomorrow night, I'm going to give you all the rest of the colors. I'm going to choose the last 6. I'm going to choose them at random, just like we've been choosing them. So I'm not going to choose things that I like and stuff like that. I'm just choosing them out of the 2 boxes at random. If you are interested in having your own Sarah Renee Clark color cubes, which I highly recommend, because the cards give you a picture and then colors in that picture. All of these go together, right? They all work. You can take this card, any card you like, to your local fabric shop, or what we've been really recommending is shopping your stash. And that, those colors are going to go together and they're going to work out. Down in the description, there is an affiliate link if you'd like to check that out. I do get a little bit of a commission if you purchase from that link. So thank you so much for your support. But even if you don't purchase, go take a look at it, because as a quilter, even though Sarah didn't make it for quilters, I think it is the #1 new tool. It was our #1 new tool in 2024. And so far in 2025, it's still my #1 new tool. Although I don't have problems putting colors together, it helps me get out of a rut. And as a quilter for over 5 decades, you get in a rut and you use colors you like all the time. So this is really helping me get out of that rut. So check out that link below and I would appreciate it. Thank you. So the one reason we started out by shopping our stash with this quilt. Now you can go and buy fabric if you wish to do that, but shopping your stash for this fabric is great because it's such a scrappy quilt. Nothing is curated in any kind of designer sets or anything like that. So shopping your stash makes it so much easier to go through and use what you have. And I like to do that at the beginning of the year because I always have fabric scraps left over from the end of the projects from the year before. And I just have a stinking big stash, right? Over a long time, you tend to pick up fabric. So that's why we're doing it. And now, and please, I'm going to say some things here. I am not being political. You don't need to comment. We don't want like nasty comments on what I'm about to say. I'm just making some observations and I'm not putting any good, bad, or in between judgments on them. But we know that right now here in the US, our economy is a little shaky for people. We're a little unsure of maybe where things are going. I personally have lost some employment because I taught under a grant from the National Science Foundation. I lost it, so I've lost my employment now for that because I am a professor. Just, it's the way it is. I don't know how things will turn around or won't turn around or what tomorrow brings. None of us do. But as the owner and designer here at Build a Quilt, when I'm creating things, I think about you guys, because although this is a business for me, it is actually my heart's desire that everyone and anyone that wants to do patchwork quilting can do it. And although that wasn't the original reason I created Build a Quilt, I created it for some friends. It has become my real reason for putting Build a Quilt out there, because Build a Quilt, patchwork in the hoop, is so easy to do. And if you have problems with your wrists and your hands, like right now, my wrists are so inflamed from carrying 200 or 2,400 pounds worth of paving stones that they're really sore. And I've had carpal tunnel surgery on both hands. So normally my hands don't give me a problem, but if yours do, Build a Quilt is great because you don't have a lot of repetitive stress. And so if you have vision difficulties, now I wear glasses, my vision isn't what it used to be, but I'm in my 60s. So, that's just the way life goes, right? So Build a Quilt is great because all the detail, the fine detail, the precision gets built into the digital file with your embroidery machine. So what this isn't, it isn't machine embroidery that looks like a quilt. It is actually patchwork quilting. We're just allowing the embroidery machine to do the detailed of the seam allowance and all of that for us so that we don't have to strain our eyes, strain our hands. And it's really fun to do, believe it or not. I don't do any other technique of quilting any longer, and I've done them all, but this is what I do now. So when I am putting things together, I think about you guys. I think about if I'm having concerns, there are others out there having concerns too. And because the economy is a little wibbly at the moment, then this easiest quilt ever makes it easier for you guys to participate. If you already have fabric on hand, you don't have to go out and buy anything new, which might be a little bit of a strain on your budget. I certainly get that. So hopefully, if you have this Build a Quilt basic combo set, or if you purchase it with, I have a coupon at the end today that will give you 25% off of it, then you will have the pieces that you need, the segments that you need to do the projects that we're working on this year with Build a Quilt. So I hope that makes sense for you. But again, none of that was meant to be anything political. It's just kind of the reality of what's going on, that things are a little bit kind of wibbly. That's my word, wibbly right now. And so that wibbliness affects us all differently, right? And so I just try when I do stuff to make sure that I can hopefully get things to you guys that will help the majority of you. So we're working on the easiest quilt along. You do not have to have the Sarah Renee Clark color cube. I just said, if you want one, then there's that affiliate link below, because I know several of you have purchased one so that you can use it for your own quilting. Because the one great thing about Build a Quilt's basic set is you get to create your own stuff or translate other patterns. We have a gal right now, she has translated a baby quilt from a regular pattern into Build a Quilt. And when she's done, hopefully she will send me that picture and I'll be able to show it to you so you can see what translating a quilt into Build a Quilt can do. And tomorrow night on Wednesday workshop, I have some lovely pictures. Our February Quilt Lab block mini quilt was the folded star, and one of our lovely subscribers who's with us most of the time has sent me pictures, and so I have pictures to show you tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, Wednesday workshop, 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time, now that we're on what I call faux time, because I don't do daylight time. It messes me up really badly. I just need to be standard time all the year round. I've not slept since daylight time has started, really. My body doesn't react well to it. So anyway, 6 o'clock Central Daylight Time tomorrow night, Wednesday, which is the 9th. Yes, the 9th of April. So I will be showing you those pictures then, and they're gorgeous. You're going to love her fabric. And the great thing about Wednesday night is we get to cheer each other on and help each other out. So I love that. So we will finish up. I'll be giving you your color choices for the rest of the, excuse me, I need to sit back a little bit and rest my back against the back here. We'll be finishing off the colors for the easiest quilt. And you can see I still have my blocks hanging because I need to be able to start getting mine put together too. This is the only large block that I have done. And when I put my big block together, I just chose 4 of my 4 patches, completely at random. There's no specific layout because this is all really just supposed to be scrappy. And I think, personally, I think scrappy quilts are the most beautiful quilts because they have stories in them. Oh, I bought that fabric to make this blanket for this quilt for my first grandchild. Oh, I bought that to make myself a quilt that I've wanted to make forever. And I had that little bit left over. I'll always remember that process, that kind of stuff. They are alive with our stories and our history in them. That's why I love scrappy quilts. So all of that will come tomorrow, and I'll give you the final details on how many pieces of sashing you need to make, all of that. We've already talked about those special middle blocks and how many you need to make. That was, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago, we talked about that. Look for the Wednesday workshop live regarding fussy cutting. It's okay to be fussy. We talk about that in there. So that's what's coming up this week, guys. And tomorrow night we have, tomorrow night is the 9th. Our new Quilt Lab block comes out on the 10th. So that's Thursday, but tomorrow night I might be able to talk to you about it if I can get my prototype done. I have to get all of this done before Dave comes home because he finds out I've been working with my back like this. He will be upset with me because I really laid into him the other night for working with his knee being so injured when he knew he wasn't supposed to. So I will hear that back if he finds out I've been working a lot today. But I feel good, so I have to get some stuff done. You guys know how that is, right? You kind of got to go with what your body says you can handle. And mine says, I'm ready to do my quilting again. Alrighty, everybody. So let me just share with you, if you need to contact me, please do so at support@sewuncommon.com. And I'll get back with you as soon as I can. I did have a question recently, and I did answer the lady, but I wanted to share it with you. Last year, I think, or the year before, I did a cross stitch pattern for us that's done with your embroidery machine. I used to design cross stitch patterns for hand cross stitch. And I know that a lot of you loved that heart and asked for more. And that isn't really what the direction that I've placed Build a Quilt in the path. However, since you all love it so much, I will try to bring out at least 1 or 2 more designs this year. I know there are some quilting designers who have also set up like traditional cross stitch patterns and sets and all that are out there kind of as an adjunct to quilting. And I think that's great because a lot of people have time for more than one craft or art form in their life. And I love personally, I love cross stitch. It's the only craft art form I ever got my mom to do. And she was so good at it. I don't think she does it anymore, but she was so good at it when she did it. And I was so proud of her. She made some of the most beautiful pieces. But I will try and do a couple more for the Build a Quilt system, and we'll see how those goes because I keep getting asked about that. So it is on the list to give that a try for us and get a few more out there, because with your embroidery machine and using the regular Aida cloth that we use for cross stitch and your embroidery machine, it looks amazing. I mean, it truly looks like you sat there and hand stitched it. I loved it. I've done a few other pieces other than the heart that I put out for us. I've done a butterfly and some things, and they look incredible. So we'll get some more of those out for us this year. But as you now know, when something goes wrong as a one-person business, everything kind of had to close down last week. And so we'll get those out as soon as we possibly can. Alrighty, so again, if you need to contact me, support@sewuncommon.com. If you have pictures of any of your projects, any of your 4 patches, anything like that, get them sent in to me today so that I can show them tomorrow night at Wednesday workshop, because that is our inspiration corner. My stuff isn't the inspiration, it's the stuff that all of you guys make that is the inspiration. So get those sent, and we'll do a thanks for sharing segment and show those. Now, if you need to get the Build a Quilt Basics combo set, or you want to take a look at any of our free Build a Quilt patterns or any of our Quilt Lab patterns, then our website is www.mybuildaquilt.com. And I should put this out here, and I will put it out again tomorrow. Quilt Lab subscriptions are going to close on the 20th of April. Last year, we let them stay open year round, and it became kind of hard to get folks caught up by the end of the year. So this year, you will get everything up till now. So you'll get all of the pieces for February, March, and April, and then going forward. But the subscription is going away for the year. It's closing for the year as of April 20th. And with it, you get lots of bonus pieces. You get lots of free blocks in multiple sizes. You get free quilting videos for each one, finished quilting videos for each one of our monthly mini quilts. And this year is all about the mini quilts under 24 inches. So all of that, I'll talk about that again tomorrow night. But it will close for the year on April 20th. I'm trying to give you some fair warning about that. So website again, mybuildaquilt.com. Folks, thanks so much for joining me today for this quick little impromptu Quilt and Coffee Chat Live. Our next one, I believe, is the 28th of April. Let me grab the master calendar here. Let me just verify that. The 25th, sorry. The 25th of April is our next Quilt and Coffee Chat Live on Friday. This is the one that was supposed to be this Friday, but I had to rearrange it. So, alrighty. So if you like this, if you're interested, please subscribe, like, and share. This group has grown so much this is the beginning of our third year. We've grown so much. It's blown me away. So I can't thank you all enough. You all truly do mean the world to me, and I would love to have you as part of our Build a Quilt family and community. All right, everybody. I think that I've shared everything I want to share with you today. So until next time, you know what I'm going to say. Go quilt life beautiful. Make the world a more beautiful place by sharing your beautiful quilts. Until next time, everybody. Bye for now.